Coming up in this video, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to talk about some huge WWE news. There was a huge announcement from Nick Khan. If you're a fan of international pay-per-views, this one is for you. Also, a huge AEW return. Huge stuff surrounding an AEW group getting more members. And we got to talk about the real reason why AJ Lee is back. It's all coming up right here on The Angle Show. Hey, and if you guys want more videos like this, don't forget to click that subscribe button and ring that bell. This way you never miss a video on the channel. I'm going to keep you guys updated along the way. I want to kick things off with AJ Lee, who was doing an interview with ESPN today. And as you guys know, AJ Lee has been gone for a long time. And I've kind of been quiet on the AJ Lee situation for a variety of reasons. I've talked a little bit about it here and there, but I feel as if AJ Lee was specifically brought back with the intention of counter programming AEW. Now, let me remind you, my tone kind of changed on that. My stance on that kind of changed because about a year ago, we were talking about reports of AJ Lee returning for WrestleMania, so we would get the mixed tag team match at that time. Okay. So obviously, I had to revert back to my old thinking. No, WWE kind of always wanted her back. I don't think she's being utilized to counter program. Instead, she did an interview with ESPN. She kind of addressed this and she says it's sort of been something that it was up in the air for a past couple of years as an option. However, when I retired, I was very comfortable staying retired and I felt very complete in my career. I've always set to do something to embark on a new journey. It has to feel brand new and feel like I'm needed and exciting and kind of scary. Starting this new chapter on ESPN feels like a whole new mountain the company needs to climb, and I was flattered that they believe that I can help draw eyeballs in that way. Also, Becky is very interesting to me. I think she's wonderful in the ring, and we have a lot of similarities. She would not be an easy person to get back in the ring with, and that was exciting. So, I mean, this is her way of saying it herself, which I understand. But I'm excited. I'm excited to see what she does. I think she is right. They WWE on ESPN is a huge mountain to climb. You got to convince people to watch. You got to convince people like it's a huge ask that you're asking from your audience. So I'm excited to see what happens. I'm going to hold off on all my opinions on AJ Lee until after I see her wrestle. But yes, I am excited about it. That brings us to our next topic, ladies and gentlemen. Keith Lee is returning to AEW soon, or maybe WWE. I don't even know at this point. He was responding to a fan on Twitter. He says, "You honor me and I appreciate you for that. All my gratitude. I'd like to take this moment to remind you that you also are boundless. Additionally, I'll take a moment to reassure you that a return to the ring will certainly happen, though I won't post how or when. Much love." Now, keep in mind, Keith Lee joined AEW in 2022. He did win the tag team championship with Swerve, and Keith Lee was one of my favorites back when he was in NXT. Keith Lee and Dijak had some incredible matches, historically speaking, and Keith Lee coming to AEW is a fantastic thing if he is healthy. If he returns to AEW or WWE, I'm going to be quite frank with y'all. I don't really care where it ends up. I just like Keith Lee as a performer, man. And for him, he's been dealing with some health stuff, and now it sounds like everything is good. That excites me. I want to just see him on TV, man. I want to see him on TV. I want to see him being pushed. I want to see him doing some cool things. But of course, health is wealth. Health is absolutely everything, and that's what I'm hoping for. So I very much look forward to Keith Lee's return. Whether that means he's in AEW or WWE, to be honest with you guys, it does not impact me whatsoever. I'm just a fan of the guy. I want to see him return, and I look forward to that. That brings us to our next topic. The Hurt Syndicate, ladies and gentlemen, are reportedly getting new members. There was a post from Fightful Select today, which, if you guys haven't, make sure you guys subscribe to Fightful Select. They do a really good job of this kind of stuff. But Sean Ross Sapp came out with a new report that there had been discussions centered around adding younger talent to the Hurt Syndicate. Now, you guys can go on Fightful Select and read the whole report, but one thing I did want to touch on was the online speculation of Cedric Alexander. At this time, we do not have any sort of clarification as to whether or not Cedric Alexander is linked to a long-term deal with TNA. He's in TNA and he's doing stuff with TNA, but we don't know if he is linked to TNA. Sean Ross Sapp also makes mention of that in the report. The idea of the Hurt Syndicate growing and gaining members is actually a good idea. I think this is a wonderful thing for AEW to do. Now the question becomes, who do you add to the group? And I think there's a plethora of talent, which is so interesting because, we just saw Daniel Garcia join with the Death Riders. Maybe I would have added him to the Hurt Syndicate. One name that I keep seeing pop up quite a bit is Lee Moriarty, and I also see people talking about Anthony Bowens. I like both guys. This is just stuff that I'm seeing on social media. If people feel as if they should be, in the group, I'm cool with that. I have no problem with that. I think in order for the Hurt Syndicate to be really taken seriously, you got to really help the young guys, whoever that may be. I just hope you do it well. I hope you actually make a big deal out of who joins the group. But them adding new members makes a lot of sense. And the fact that Bobby and Shelton want to help young up and comers is a great thing, in my opinion. So I'm all for this. I look forward to seeing how they go about it. I would expect something maybe by the time of All Out. And that brings us to our final topic. Ladies and gentlemen, WWE bringing a PLE to Italy. Well, we don't have to ask questions about this anymore. Nick Khan was doing a discussion at the IMG Redbird Summit, and he spoke about the company's strategy of taking its biggest shows to international markets. During this conversation, he touted WWE's success. He spoke very highly about WWE and going international and how it's been a huge significance to WWE as a company. But he also confirmed that this strategy has been really big and that they will be bringing a PLE to Italy. Now, keep in mind, WWE bringing a PLE to Italy and Mexico have been two of the biggest rumors in the past year, and it sounds like it very well could be happening. So, WWE's already got things scheduled out until 2027. Uh, we don't know the exact city in which Italy will have a PLE, but it will be announced at some point. WWE bringing in a PLE to Italy, I think, is a great idea. I've been very, very fond of talking about international expansion. I think the likelihood is Backlash. Backlash has kind of built a reputation for these international shows, as we saw with Puerto Rico and with France. Man, if we get a Backlash in Italy, that would be really dope. I think Europe is just a really good spot for WWE. It's a very good spot for professional wrestling. I'm excited to see how they go about it. I can't wait to see how they go about it, quite frankly. I definitely can't wait to see. So I'm going to keep paying attention to it. But I will say this, I want more. Maybe I'm greedy, maybe I'm selfish, but I want more. Australia, Saudi Arabia, Japan, Italy, France, Mexico. Go to Argentina, go to Colombia, go to Norway, go to every country, bro. We don't need stadium shows everywhere, but bring the shows to the international markets. Give them something they've never been able to experience. I just think that would be so dope. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below.